Hello students, welcome to today's biology class. Students, we are studying the chapter tissues, is not it? And we are going to start a new topic today. So before starting with the new topic, let us revise what we have learned in the last class. In the last class, we started learning about animal tissues, is not it? So can you remember we have studied this chart, this classification chart about animal tissues. We divided the animal tissues mainly into epithelial, muscular, connective and nervous tissue. Then we also started with the characteristics of epithelial tissue, that epithelial tissue consists of what? A single layer of cells, and the cells, they do not have any intercellular space between them. The cells do not have any kind of cement, also cementing matrix also in between, okay, and the cell lies on the basement membrane, is not it? And this most important property of this epithelial cell is that these cells or this kind of tissues, they are specialized in covering organs, covering the body from inside or from the outside. So this is a covering tissue, is not it? And then we also got to know about the names of the types of epithelial tissue. We studied that epithelial tissues are of these 6 types: simple squamous epithelium, stratified squamous epithelium, columnar epithelium, ciliated columnar epithelium, cuboidal epithelium and glandular epithelium, is not it? So today, in today's class, we are going to study about these types of epithelial tissue in detail, okay? So before starting the class, let us know what are the learning objectives of today's class. After this class, you will be able to name the types of the epithelial tissue. You will be able to explain the functions of each of these types of epithelial tissue. You will be also able to describe the types of each of these types of the epithelial tissue, okay? So let us get started with today's class. First tissue is what? Simple squamous epithelium. See students, you will have to understand the meaning of the name. Epithelium, understood already, because this is what? Covering, protecting tissue, okay, that you already know. Now squamous are always what? Flat cells. Remember, squamous are squeezed and flat cells. That's why the name squamous is given. But why simple? Simple means it's made up of only one layer. So you can, from the name itself, you will be able to describe, is not it? So while we are going to study these types of cells, okay, one by one, please concentrate on the names. Names itself will suggest you or give you an idea about the type of the cells which consist this tissue, that particular tissue, okay? And when we are going to study these tissues, these types of epithelium one by one, concentrate how I have represented in the slides. What I have done, I have described the cells first. After that, I have described the function of this tissue, and then finally I have told where is that tissue present, in which part of the animal or human body that particular epithelial tissue is present, okay? So keep that in your mind while you are going to go through the, you're going to look through the slides, okay? So come back to squamous epithelium. By now you have understood the meaning of the term simple squamous epithelial tissue. See the cells in the image. You can see that the cells are what? Cells are flat, okay, and cells are very thin. I told you these are squeezed, okay, squeezed cells. That's why cells are what? Very thin and flat. What is the function of this tissue? This kind of tissue, they allowed substances to pass, but selectively, just like plasma membrane, okay? Like plasma membrane, this membrane will also allow substances to cross to and fro, but to enter and to come out, but only selected substance will be able to do so, okay? Now have you noticed this image in front of you? This image, okay, in that image, have you seen these cells? The cells are so flat, okay, cells are so flat, see? And cells are what? Of only one layer, because simple epithelial. and this is actually this image is actually a transverse section, okay, a transverse section of a blood vessel. Now the next image, you can see this image is of what? Blood vessels, the veins and the arteries. Okay, now when we cut these veins and the arteries, what kind of image will you see? Well, see this kind of image. See, transverse section. So you can see that the wall of this blood capillaries are made up of what? Simple squamous epithelium. Okay, the cells are very flat and cells are very thin. Fine. Okay, other than the walls of this blood vessels, where are these simple squamous epithelium present? Let us see. This simple squamous epithelium is also present in the walls of alveoli, esophagus and the buccal cavity. Walls, always they are present in the walls. Walls of what? Alveoli. Now where is alveoli present? If you know, it's very good. If you don't know, I have a solution to it. Have you seen this first image? This image is of what? Lungs. A human lung consists of large number of balloon-like, small, very fine, small, millions of balloon-like structure which are called as alveoli. And the wall of the alveoli is made up of what? Simple squamous epithelium. Because the wall of the alveoli have to be very thin. It cannot be made up of any other tissue than simple squamous epithelium. Okay. And in this image, you see, in this image, you can see the section of the alveoli, like how the cells, have you seen the cells here? So thin is the cell, is not it? Why so thin? Because this through this wall of the alveoli, the oxygen has to enter and carbon dioxide has to go out. Okay, because it is present in the lungs and lungs are involved in respiration or exchange of gases. Okay, and other than the alveoli, where is this simple epithelial, squamous epithelial present? It's present in the esophagus or the food pipe. Okay, and it also present in the buccal cavity of our mouth inside. Okay, we have done we've seen one experiment also on buccal cavity, the layer. Okay, the buccal cavity of our mouth, it is also made up of what? Simple squamous epithelium. So we have learned the meaning of the term simple squamous epithelium. We have seen the characteristic of the cell. We have known the function of this tissue. We have known where is the tissue present in the human or animal body. So we'll move to the next type of the epithelial tissue. Okay, the next second type is stratified squamous epithelium. Now understand the meaning of this also. Stratified squamous, it is epithelium, no doubt, because it is a covering tissue. Why squamous? Again, also same thing, squeeze cells are very flat. But what is the meaning of the term stratified? Stratified means what? Made up of more than one layer. This is different from the simple squamous epithelium. Simple squamous epithelium was made up of only one line or one layer of cells, but stratified is made up of more than one layer of cells. Okay, see the characteristics of the cells. Cells are flat, same like simple squamous, but they are arranged in pattern of layer. They are arranged in layers. Have you seen these layers here? So many layers of cells are present. Okay, otherwise cells are flat like simple squamous. Fine. Now where is this kind of tissue present? It is present in the skin. Okay, in the skin everywhere, the skin of our body. What is the function? It prevents the wear and tear. You know what is wear and tear? By regular use or regular friction of our hands, of our any part of our body, the skin has the ability or has the property of wearing out, tearing out. So by wear and tear, so that there is no bleeding, the layer has to, or the tissue has to be made of what? Stratified squamous. Because stratified squamous has got so many layers, even if few layers are lost due to wear and tear, no problem. Okay, these layers will be repaired. There will be no bleeding because what? Layer is made up of so many cells. Okay, and next we will move to what the third type of epithelium, that is columnar epithelium. So again, what does the name suggest about the cells? The cells are not flat, cells are not squamous, cells are what? Cuboidal. Okay, cells are columnar. Cells are like a column. You see the image of this image. In that image you will see that the shape of the cells are what? Like column, very straight, like column. Okay, and cells are also, we can tell the cells are like pillars. Another very important characteristic is that the cells will have more than one nucleus. Okay, very distinguishing characteristic. No epithelium has got more than one nucleus other than columnar epithelium. What is the function? It functions in absorption and secretion. Okay, to absorb different substances in the human or animal body, and as well as to secrete something. Okay, so columnar epithelium functions for absorption and secretion. Now where is this present? This is present in the inner lining of intestine. Okay, human intestine. The human intestine, you know where human intestine is a part of the digestive system. So this columnar epithelium, they are present in the lining. Lining means wall of the human intestine. Okay, small intestine, large intestine. Next, we will move to another kind of columnar epithelium. This is also columnar, but this columnar is little bit special. Why? Because here the cells are pillar, like in the image you can see cells are no doubt like pillars, but the cells have got what? Some hair like structure. Have you seen some hair like projections on the outer surface, not inner but at the outer surface. Okay, and what is the function? These hairs can push different substances inwards. Okay, like the mucus, like the dust. Okay, the cell, like water. Now where is this kind of ciliated columnar epithelium present? It is present in the what? Respiratory tract. Why respiratory tract? Because in the respiratory tract, along with the air, there is probability of entry of different kind of what? Dust particles, maybe germs. So these hairs will protect the entry. Okay, protect our respiratory system from entry of this dust and bacteria and different microbes, different substances, different particles. And the cells are also present in the lining, again the lining of the human intestine, like this, mainly the small intestines. Okay, next type of epithelial cell is what? Cuboidal epithelium. Again you go to the name, cube like. Cells are what? Cube shape. Okay, you can see in that image cells are cube shape. Have you seen? What is the function? It functions to provide mechanical support. Mechanical support means giving support. Okay, it's not absorption, it's not protection, it's not even secretion. It gives what? Mechanical support. It gives the support to the structure. Now where is this present? This kind of tissue is present in the walls of what? Walls of the tubules of kidney and the ducts of salivary glands. Now in the next image, the next image, okay, in this image you can see there is a kidney. Okay, inside the kidney you will see that there are large number of what? Tubules. Have you seen these tubules? Coiled tubules. These tubules are nothing but these are tubes. Okay, very small, very fine, delicate tubes. We call them tubules. That's why small size, that's why we call them tubules, not tubes. The wall of this tubule is also made up of what? Epithelium. Which epithelium? Cuboidal epithelium. Fine. And this cuboidal epithelium, they are also forming the wall of what? Salivary, the ducts of the salivary glands. We have got salivary glands here. Okay, the cheeks, below the tongue. So these salivary glands, they have got some ducts or tubes which releases the saliva in our mouth. Okay, in our mouth. Now these ducts are made up of what? These ducts are also made up of cuboidal epithelium. Fine. So finally we'll move to the last type of epithelium, that is glandular epithelium. So what does the name suggest here? Glands, okay, glandular. Glandular word has come from the word gland. What is gland? G-L-A-N-D. Gland means a structure or an organ that secretes something. So glandular epithelium is nothing, is the epithelium which has the property to secrete some chemicals, secrete some substances, secrete hormones, enzymes. So these cells are special, okay? Why they are special? Because they are secretory in function, okay? Now you can see in the image, this tissue, this epithelium, it forms a what? Infolding, okay? Okay, it forms a infolding, and the infolding acts like a what? Acts like a gland. Generally, gland is an organ like liver, pancreas. But this is also a gland, okay, in front of you. But this gland is not made up of, like, it's not like an organ. It is what? It is multicellular, made up of cells, and the cells, they fold inside. Fine? The cells, they fold inside and they form the glands. Okay, so we have studied the different types of the what? 6 different types of the epithelial tissue. So before concluding the class, let us summarize what we have learned in today's class. So in today's class, we have learned the types of epithelial tissue, the 6 types: simple squamous epithelium, stratified squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium, ciliated epithelium, and finally glandular epithelium. Again, I will tell you, you have to remember the names. If you will remember the meaning of the names, we will be able to write the character, we will be able to describe the characteristic of that particular epithelium. It's very easy. Just you have to remember the name, understand the name, okay? You will itself remember the names. And then we have also learned that where this different epithelium is present and what is its function. So first, squamous epithelium. Squamous epithelium is present where? It's generally, it's a very flat cell. It is present in the alveoli of the lungs. It is present in the blood capillary walls. Next, we have studied about cuboidal epithelium. Cuboidal epithelium, it provides mechanical support. It is present in the walls of the ducts, okay, from the glands. And then we have studied about columnar epithelium. Columnar epithelium is present in the intestine. And the cells are like what? Cells are like pillars, and function of the cells are what? To secrete or to absorb something. One of the kind of columnar epithelium is what? Ciliated columnar epithelium. These cells, they have got what? Cilia, hair-like projections. Cilia, okay, in their outside layer, outermost layer. These are present in the respiratory tract. You can see in that image, they are present in the respiratory tract as well as in the what? Intestine. And we have also studied about what? Stratified squamous epithelium. The stratified squamous epithelium is consisting of many layers of squamous cells, and its function is to prevent what? Or protect from wear and tear, and these are present in the skin. Okay, so I hope you have understood today's topic, the different types of epithelium and the functions of this epithelium and the location of this epithelium in the animal body. Okay, so please repeat the video again and again. For any kind of doubt, please take my help and be regular with your homeworks. Thank you for the class, students.